The book of Shemot, Parashat Tisa, second Aliyah. When he finished speaking to him on Mount Sinai, he gave Moshe the 2 tablets of testimony, stone tablets inscribed by the finger of God. The people saw that Moshe had delayed in descending the mountain, and the people gathered around Aaron and said to him, "Rise up, make for us gods that will go before us. For this man Moshe, who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we do not know what became of him." Aaron said to them, "Remove the rings of gold that are in the ears of your wives, sons, and daughters, and bring them to me." The entire people removed the gold rings that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. He took it from their hands and bound it up in a cloth and fashioned it into a molten calf. They said, "This is your God, O Israel, which brought you up from the land of Egypt." Aaron saw and built an altar before him. Aaron called out and said, "A festival for Hashem tomorrow." They arose early the next day and offered up elevation offerings and brought peace offerings. The people sat to eat and drink, and they got up to revel. Hashem spoke to Moshe, "Go descend, for your people that you brought up from the land of Egypt has become corrupt. They have strayed quickly from the way that I have commanded them. They have made themselves a molten calf, prostrated themselves to it, and sacrificed to it. And they said, 'This is your God, O Israel, which brought you up from the land of Egypt.' Hashem said to Moshe, 'I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. And now desist from me. Let my anger flare up against them, and I shall annihilate them, and I shall make you a great nation.' Moshe pleaded before Hashem, his God, and said, 'Why, Hashem, should your anger flare up against your people, whom you have taken out of the land of Egypt with great power and a strong hand? Why should Egypt say the following? With evil intent did he take them out, to kill them in the mountains and to annihilate them from the face of the earth. Relent from your flaring anger and reconsider regarding the evil against your people. Remember, for the sake of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael, your servants, to whom you swore by yourself, and you told them, I shall increase your offspring like the stars of heaven, and this entire land of which I spoke I shall give to your offspring, and it shall be their heritage forever.' Hashem reconsidered regarding the evil that he declared he would do to his people. Moshe turned and descended from the mountain with 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand, tablets inscribed on both their sides. They were inscribed on one side and the other. The tablets were God's handiwork, and the script was the script of God, engraved on the tablets. Yeshua heard the sound of the people in its shouting, and he said to Moshe, 'The sound of battle is in the camp.' He said, 'Not a sound shouting strength, nor a sound shouting weakness. A sound of distress do I hear.' It happened as he drew near the camp and saw the calf and the dances that Moshe's anger flared up. He threw down the tablets from his hands and shattered them at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf that they had made and burnt it in fire. He ground it into a fine powder and sprinkled it over the water. He made the children of Israel drink. Moshe said to Aaron, 'What did this people do to you that you brought a grievous sin upon it?' Aaron said, 'Let not my master's anger flare up. You know that the people is disposed toward evil. They said to me, "Make us a god that will go before us." For this man Moshe, who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we do not know what became of him. So I said to them, "Who has gold?" They removed it and gave it to me. I threw it into the fire, and this calf emerged. Moshe saw the people that it was exposed, for Aaron had exposed them to disgrace among those who rise up against them. Moshe stood at the gateway of the camp and said, "Whoever is for Hashem, join me." And all the Levites gathered around him. He said to them, "So said Hashem, the God of Israel, every man put his sword on his thigh and pass back and forth from gate to gate in the camp. Let every man kill his brother, every man his fellow, and every man his near one." The Levites did as Moshe said, and about 3,000 men of the people fell that day. Moshe said, "Dedicate yourselves this day to Hashem, for each has opposed his son and his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day." On the next day, Moshe said to the people, "You have committed a grievous sin, and now I shall ascend to Hashem. Perhaps I can win atonement in the face of your sin." Moshe returned to Hashem and said, "I implore, this people has committed a grievous sin and made themselves a god of gold. And now, if you would but forgive their sin, but if not, erase me from your book that you have written." Hashem said to Moshe, "Whoever has sinned against me, I shall erase from my book. Now go and lead the people to where I have told you. Behold, my angel shall go before you, and on the day that I make my account, I shall bring their sin to account against them." Then Hashem struck the people with a plague because they had made the calf that Aaron had made. Hashem spoke to Moshe, "Go ascend from here, you and the people whom you brought up from the land of Egypt, to the land about which I swore to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, saying, I shall give it to your offspring. I shall send an angel ahead of you, and I shall drive out the Canaanite, the Amorite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land that flows with milk and honey, because I shall not ascend among you, for you are a stiff-necked people, lest I annihilate you on the way." The people heard this bad tiding, and they became grief-stricken, and no one donned his jewelry. Hashem said to Moshe, "Say to the children of Israel, you are a stiff-necked people. If I ascend among you, I may annihilate you in an instant. And now remove your jewelry from yourself, and I shall know what I shall do to you." So the children of Israel were stripped of their jewelry from Mount Horeb. Moshe would take the tent and pitch it outside the camp, far from the camp, and call it the tent of meeting. So it was that whoever saw Hashem would go out to the tent of meeting, which was outside the camp. Whenever Moshe would go out to the tent, the entire people would stand up and remain standing, everyone at the entrance of his tent, and they would gaze after Moshe until he arrived at the tent. When Moshe would arrive at the tent, a pillar of cloud would descend and stand at the entrance of the tent, and he would speak with Moshe. The entire people would see the pillar of cloud standing at the entrance of the tent, and the entire people would rise and prostrate themselves, everyone at the entrance of his tent. Hashem would speak to Moshe face to face, as a man would speak to his fellow. Then he would return to the camp. His servant Yoshua, son of Nun, a lad, would not depart from within the tent.